So good to
That would
see you,
be super
Dana.
cool.
How are you?
I'm good to see you too. It's so great to be here. Appreciate your time and love being on the podcast with you. So thank you so much.
Yes, I have the best time with you always. And last podcast came out so amazing that we had to talk about this new, incredible concept idea that you've come up with and what you're building and how we're going to go ahead and roll this out and make the whole world a better place. So, thank you for coming up with another brilliant idea so that I could have you back on my podcast.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, so the Elevated Agent is a newer program that I've come out with, and it's actually a proven system that I've just duplicated and made better and then put my own spin on it. So, really, what it is let's just think of it as a business in a box. I know that sounds kind of funny for realtors, but that's essentially what it is. It is everything you need from start to finish in a step-by-step format to run a scalable real estate business. And so that means you get a free CRM with all the automations already loaded in for you. So a lead comes in, the email sequences are there, the text message sequences are there, and you can obviously tweak these things and add your own spin on it. But for somebody that doesn't want to do anything, it's there for you. And that way you're able to kind of take your hands off when it comes to lead generation and follow up. That those type of things right there will scale your business to an extent. And then we also, it's a 12-month program. We
Let's
also
stop right there for just a second, Dana. I got to be honest. Elevated Agent, first of all, I love the name because obviously, I'm into yoga and into meditation and elevating ourselves. So
Mhm.
fantastic name. Also, must say, we both have had tremendous success in real estate. But when we came out the gates out of that real estate license, how much did you really know about the practice of real estate? And let's back up a second and really break that down that nobody has any idea how to find leads, where to market, what the proper way to go about, soliciting people is. And so what they do is they jump on with these companies and they pay them a tremendous percentage of their commission to basically learn the business, the game. But it's
Yep.
not going to be the elevated level. It's going to be the basic level. It's basically just enough to function, but probably not enough to make a
Mhm.
living. So if you think back, I don't know for you, but for me, it's at least 20 years ago that I got my real estate
Yep.
license. And out of the
Sure. Same.
gate, I walked away from the test with an A plus on it, and I had no idea how to do real estate. So,
Right.
so this is
Right.
like a dream, right? Because you can walk into a program. Now, do they have contact with you throughout the whole process? I mean, they're able to
Mhm.
access you, your ideas, your mind, your
Absolutely.
wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So they get my proven playbook from my 22 plus years in real estate, where I help them with their social media optimization. We go through their value proposition. We come up with their branding. What problem do they solve and how do they help their clients and their customers? If they don't solve a problem, nobody is going to pay attention to, you know, realtor extraordinaire, soccer mom, dog lover. Like nobody cares about that in your bio if you're looking to get business. So
That's
we
right.
optimize their bio, their profile, and we create a call to action and we create a hook which makes people intrigued and wants to work with them. It sounds silly, but it's a huge piece of business when it comes to social media. I teach people how to write copy so that everything that they do is engaging and draws leads to them, has business coming to them instead of them chasing clients. So really what this does is it teaches you the step-by-step process of real estate. And if you're a more experienced realtor, you can skip that part and this will work, we'll work on you with the social media, branding, video. I get a lot of requests for video and social media. Those are like the top two. And then strangely enough, like one of the other top items is confidence.
Yeah,
Realtors lack confidence, whether it be in their social media, whether it be in their video, whether it be in their value that they're presenting to their clients. So I teach realtors and I go through a step-by-step intake with them to onboard them. So I know exactly
very
what
nice.
pain points are, what they need to work on, what they're good at, what they're not good at. And I come up with a personalized plan for each of them. And they have me as a personalized coach for an entire year. So I'm always available and I'm there to help them and encourage them and be their accountability partner as well. And so the response has been tremendous. And you're so right. I mean, this is one of the only jobs or careers that you can get into where there's no roadmap. You get
No.
your real estate license and everyone's like, okay, let's start selling houses, but how do we do that? And
Well,
that's
and
so
everyone follows the exact same starting path, right? What do? You go look for expired listings and then you call that person, which nowadays you get 30 or 40 calls if a listing expires. The poor homeowners like these, I'm not hiring any of these people because everyone's trying the exact same thing. So you
right,
can't do the same thing that everyone else is doing and stand out. So they need something that's
correct,
fresh, new ideas,
correct.
which is what
And
you do best.
honestly, that way to run your business is exhausting. It's not sustainable. And it's just, it's not something that you're going to stick with. It's a lot better for you to set up your business in a way where you are looked at as the trusted and valued expert in your community and in your industry and in your market.
And
So,
nobody likes cold calling. So that's
no.
also, you'd rather the people call you.
Well, and nowadays, it just makes it so much harder with a lot of the rules out there. It's so much easier. And I'm so thankful I never had to cold call for business. I was the number one agent in my town, number one agent here, then there, and all of that for so many years. And I created a sustainable brand where I had business coming to me. And this is before we had all the tools that we have now. So if you set up the proper systems and you have everything sort of systematized, that is going to pay you back tenfold. And if I had had a program like this, even 10 years ago, to just really have everything on autopilot to allow me to be able to scale, it's a home run. I mean, it is an absolute home run. So,
Well, and if you just watch online, you can learn different people's techniques, and they all claim that they work. But I was watching one the other day, and it said you could post 100 times a day, and your account will grow fast. But people won't see all 100 posts, so it's not like they get tired of seeing your stuff because the way the algorithm works, it feeds stuff to everybody. And somebody did it, and they got 1.2 million followers in a number of days. But then another person will tell you don't post, but every 7 hours or one day, one post a day, or so it's like, how do you know who's telling you the best information? But because you're proven to be successful in this market at what you do. So that's an
sure.
easy one. But on the top of that, you're not just giving advice, you're going to show them how to do it, coach them, and you've got your own setup to be able to let them run wild with it once they get going. Is that
Right.
accurate?
Right. That's totally accurate. And, there's so many different aspects of real estate that I've done. I've been licensed in multiple states. I've run teams in multiple states. I've done commercial, residential. I've sold hotels, resorts, developments, multifamily, student housing. I have a private funding business. So I've come up with the funding for these projects. People want to get into luxury. That's a market that I've been in. I work a lot with sports and entertainment and professional athletes. And so I have the connections in all of those markets. I worked with family offices as a white glove service concierge, global realtor. So I've pretty much been in every market at some point, and I have connections in those markets to be able to help people achieve what they're looking for in those markets. And the number one thing that people don't realize is that they need to narrow down a niche. And once you narrow down a niche market, like whether or not you want to be the number one agent in your town, or you want to be the mom boss, or you want to be the luxury go-to realtor in your market, or you want to work with professional athletes in relocation, that's a niche. And the more that you narrow down your business and what it is that you do and how you help people in that specific market, the more business you'll have. And actually people think it's the opposite because, oh, I don't want to discount this client or that client. It doesn't matter. They're still going to come to you because they're watching what you do and they see you as a trusted, valued resource and an expert in what you do. You only have to know a certain amount more than the average person to be an expert.
That's
And
right.
I teach you how to convey your value so you don't have clients and customers questioning your worth. You don't have people beating you up on commission, and you don't have people trying to undercut you. It's very simple to walk into a listing appointment and get the full commission that you're expecting and pay a buyer's agent. And so, that's something I've never done that. I've never ever discounted my value more than like a percentage. Like, have I
Yeah.
gone from 5% to 4%? Yes, of course I have. There are people that are taking listings at ridiculous prices. It's not even worth their time. So that what they're doing is they're undercutting their value and they're
Oh, yeah.
devaluing what they do and who they are and their
I,
brand.
I'm right there with you. Every listing appointment I've ever been to, I take a post-it note with me, and on that post-it note is a dollar amount, a commission percentage, and a date. And it's me saying, and I'll walk the house making sure that it is what I did my research on because I'm not going to bring in. They don't care about all the paperwork and all the comparables. But what I do is I sit down with that post-it note, I stick it in front of them, and I go, "Here's what I want to sell your home for. Here's what commission you'll pay me. Here's when I'll sell it by." guaranteed. And they look at me like, well, the last agent said they would do it for 4%. I go, well, I'm not in the business of listing homes. I'm in the business of selling homes. So you
Right.
decide what you want. And I get every listing. And I've sold
100%.
every listing. I've never not sold
Because you
one.
come in with conviction. You come
Mhm.
in with confidence in yourself, and that is a huge piece that a lot of people are missing. And kind of like that attitude, like, I don't need your business.
Yeah.
And that sounds a little bit like, it might not be a good idea to some people, but it works.
Yeah.
And so, standing behind your value and your worth is such an important piece in this industry. And when you do that, yeah, sure, you may let you lose a client here or there, but who cares? Honestly, the ones that want to undercut your commission tend to be the worst, the biggest pains anyway.
Mhm.
So open yourself up and allow yourself to focus on money making activities with that time. And you're able to do that through other things. I teach people how to create digital products that can
Nice.
resell over and over again. And any realtor can do this. Anybody in any industry can do this, really. But to monetize their knowledge, maybe they have a specific thing that they're good at. Maybe they're really good at fix and flips. Maybe they have a house flipping business. Maybe
Mhm.
they're into carpentry or something. I can help agents add to their repertoire of what they do and be able to create things that make money for them while they sleep. So that's another piece that I teach as well.
Passive income. It's a beautiful thing,
Yeah.
right? And you can customize and tailor it to whoever, like you said. I mean, we all have our own special things that we're good at, or that we're known for, or that we enjoy, and that's what we're going to succeed at. But watching people chase everyone is a mess
Yeah.
because let's be
Yep.
honest, you're not, it's sort of like letting a bunch of chickens out and seeing how many you can catch. You're not going to catch any of them, versus going into the chicken coop because you know what the password is. Uh, Yoga. That's why I
Yep.
can get it. Now I'm marketing directly to these people. They're listening. I've
You're a
got
perfect
captive.
example. You're a perfect example of a niche market. You are the only person I know that does what you do. And you are a licensed real estate agent, and we are with the same brokerage. And you have created this yoga niche, and you're like the king of yoga, and you have a podcast, and you have all these followers on social media. You've done this almost so quietly. I feel like you're not like as big of a poster like as I am, but you've got a huge following because you have a niche. People that are into what you're into are interested in following you and watching you. So you're a perfect example. Anybody that doesn't follow your page, I highly recommend doing so because it's not only inspirational, you have a wonderful story. You're also a great storyteller. If you can master the art of storytelling, that's also a great way that you can share your expertise and bring value to others and inspire others. And people want inspiration. They want
Mhm.
inspiration, they want to feel good. People come to social media to be inspired and to get sometimes to get their mind off of things that are bothering them. So it's a great example what you've done.
Well, and I appreciate that. I feel exactly the same way about you, but on a different spectrum. You present the same value of living a certain lifestyle, enjoying a certain way of living, and being a part of. But you post a ton, and I think it's really cool and effective because you get to see a lot of different angles. Some of it's just you living your life the way that you live your life. But you know what? A lot of people want to live the life you live. They want to be a part of the world that you live in. Plus, you post marketing materials that are not obnoxious, but beautiful and easy to
Mhm.
read and simple. Can't tell you how many realtors and people that I know in different businesses where I'm like, you should really like pick a color. Let's
Yeah. Right.
start there. Let's just start there.
Right. Right.
Uniform your product because right now it's
Mhm.
all over the place, and that's kind of that branding you're talking about. Where once you know yourself, you do tend to capture that audience because people do trust in you
Right.
and they believe in you and they see a lifestyle that they could live as well. And that's a healthy thing. So this CRM that you have now, tell us about that because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So this is a full CRM that typically would cost you hundreds of dollars a month. It's included with my program, and we've optimized it so it's kind of done for you. If I can't tell you how many times I've had a CRM or I've seen other agents buy Top Producer or Wise Agent or whatever, Follow Up Boss. There's so many of them out there, and they get the CRM and they put all their contacts in there, but now what? Maybe they create a newsletter that they send out. When I ask agents, do you send out a newsletter? No is the most common answer. And once a month is the second answer. Once a month is not enough. You need to be providing updates. What is your value? How do you help your clients? Like what is the problem that you solve? So that could be a multitude of things. Even if they're not looking for a house, what are some other things that you could be offering? Maybe there's a new restaurant in town. Maybe you're out on the scene. Maybe you're taking other people's events and networking events, like other companies in your community, and you're sharing them in your newsletter. So your newsletter becomes the go-to, like everyone wants to open it because that's where all the cool stuff is. There are so many different ways that you can market your brand without being pushy or salesy. And that's what I teach. And, you've heard the term people are rewarded in public for what they practice in private.
Mhm.
I've put a lot of time and a lot of work into this and not been paid all these years for all the
Right.
research and the trial and error. I've tried every lead generation. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on lead platforms, and I will never pay for another lead again because you can create a brand that brings the clients to you instead of you chasing business and you chasing clients and constantly, explaining your worth to people. So I've done it. I've done all the work for you. I've spent, many weekends, many nights, many early mornings developing these things and going through these so that I can help others. So, that's the piece. Like if you don't want to put in the work and you don't want to experience that for yourself, you can pay for a system for somebody that's already done all that for you. And that's years and years and years of trial and error and a lot of money that has been wasted. So,
Yeah. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Dana's already invented it and it works great. Rolls downhill fast and works well. So why go
yeah,
back to the
well,
drawing board and but I mean it is, you're right. The nobody sees the countless hours that you have to put in behind the scenes to become what it is that people do see. And then when they do see it, they think, oh man, this person has it all figured out. They're perfect. Everything must be so easy in their life. But the reality is that actually we have the most difficult lives because now we're expected to always be perfect. We're expected to always be on. We're expected to keep increasing, improving. And it's like, whoa, 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 hold on. I'm still just a person, just doing the best I can here. But also, like, if you want help, and that's kind of where you and I connect the biggest, is that we're into helping other people achieve
right.
success also, which Zig Ziglar said it best, right? If you want to reach the top, help other people become
Others get what
successful
they want.
and you're
Yep.
automatically there. So, I mean, it's one of those things that I've lived my life by, and I've made a lot of people really successful, which is in turn made me more successful. I really don't care about the fame or popularity or any of that, but it does pay off, and it is nice when you have put in 15, 20 years of behind the scenes labor to make yourself where it is, and then all of a sudden you start seeing people getting a part of a program that you designed, developed, and put together, and now they're succeeding because
Yeah.
it's like, wow, okay, it was worth it, even though you were, grunting and cursing and a number of other inappropriate things throughout the process, but
Well, anything worth doing, takes some work and definitely takes some effort. And you got to be willing to put in the work. I mean, this system is not, it's plug and play to an extent. But if you don't take the time to go through the modules and learn the system and understand how to create a video sales letter, how to create money making products that will sell over and over again, how to create a product that you can market to your sellers and buyers, one product over and over again. You get a lead, you can drop it in a text, it'll go out in your automations, and you've got something that no other realtor has unless they've purchased my program. So it's, you do have to put in the work and you do have to optimize it to your own business. You do have to go into your social media and monitor it. You do have to post daily. You can set up your posts and I can do 30 days of social media posts for realtors for you. No
mhm,
problem. But you need to go in and set them up. So you can set
yeah.
them up in advance or you can do it per day. I do it daily because it's what inspires me and how I feel that day. But there's an option for everybody based on what their comfort level is with everything, but you do have to put in the work. And the agents that have joined my program and that have done the work, and almost, I would say 95% of them have done exactly what I've told them to do. They have seen a complete turnaround in their business in 2 weeks. And
Wow.
I can't even
Best.
tell you, like, we become like friends, like they are a
Mhm.
different person. I said to one on a coaching call yesterday, you are a completely different person than you were 3 weeks ago. And she said, I feel like I am. I feel the energy. I feel the positivity. She goes, I've never had anybody that truly cares about helping me in my business and encourages me to do better. And that's here to help her. You know, she'll send me maybe something that she did for her bio. What do you think about this? I'll give her my honest opinion and I'll help her with it. Um, you know, it's those little things that you sometimes just don't want to do because you don't know how to do it. A lot of people don't know how to optimize their social media. They don't even know how to send a file half the time. So, you
Attach a
know, I mean,
document.
I teach all of those different things, but I think really people want significance. That is like the number one thing I feel like that people crave is significance, and they want more time. I always
Yeah.
say to people,
Yeah.
if you had a choice to have $10 million today, but you're going to die tomorrow, would you take it? And no one's going to say yes.
Nope.
Because why? Time is worth more than money.
Time
And
is
so
the
what
ultimate currency. It's the only thing you should be
exactly.
working for.
Exactly.
You should only work to make enough money to have the time, free time that you want. Because
Exactly. And this
otherwise,
program gives you that time back. It
that's
gives you
amazing. It's amazing.
10 to 20 plus hours per week back that you could be spending on additional money making activities if you choose, on, you know, more lead generation or whatever it is that you want, on spending time with your family, on doing, you know, pursuing your passions, working on yourself, self-love, self-care, whatever it is, it gives you more time back to be able to do that. And that's really what it's about, is having a sustainable business and a life worth living and not feeling like you're working to live.
Yeah. And I think that's fair too to say that like most of the time when you become an agent, you sign on with a brokerage and that broker may have 100 agents underneath them and there may have a couple people that help you out, but really you don't feel comfortable kind of contacting those people because they're kind of competitors of yours. And then on
Sure.
top of that, there's only one broker. He's only got so much, only has so much time. So it's like where do you go to get the information you need to really develop your business or just simply to ask a question that is a very, very important question to you, but to everybody else, it's kind of like you don't want to feel stupid. You want to, so it's like having an actual coach that doesn't judge you, that's available to you, that has a system in place that you can just go on. It makes a whole world of difference because that's the difference between confidence and not confident. They know
Mhm.
they got Dana behind them. They know you got their back, which gives them all right, now I can go get this sale and get this thing done. I'm going to get this listing. You know why? Because Dana told me what to do. Dana showed me how to do it, and now I'm ready. And if they have anything question wise, I can call my coach. My coach will tell me what to say, and that's like power right there. Because now they're going to feel empowered by you. They're going to feel confident, and on top of that, the customer gains because this person now does better business. So it's like a
Sure.
win, 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 win. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's great too is that this is a perfect example. Your podcast, me being on your podcast, you know, I'm on several podcasts throughout the month. This is something that we're going to be offering, which I'm really excited to talk about, to agents that sign up for my program. So, you know, again, if they're an elevated agent, um, you know, they're in the program of the elevated agent, they are going to have an opportunity to be on a podcast with you. And for some of these people, it may be their first time being on a
Yeah.
podcast. And it's scary. People don't know what to do. And really, we're just having a conversation. If this would be no different if you and I were on the phone, you know, chatting.
Yep.
But this is going to be heard across many platforms. You know, tell them a little bit about how the podcast works on the back end.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really, you're right. I mean, ultimately, there's downloads and you have monthly subscribers, and then you've got people that are following you on social media. You can take these podcasts that we do, and, I just passed, I think, 500,000 downloads in less than 2 years. But and then now that, with all this new technology out there that they can, yeah, and you're great with this, which is why I know you're the right person to partner with on that is when you take them and you cut them into the clips and you can make 10, 15 marketing clips where it's you and me talking about something that's real estate related, that's impactful and powerful, that people are going to
Sure.
pay attention to. Could be a 60-second clip, but once they see it and hear it, now they want to go to the podcast, and so they link through. And I would say probably like 80% of my downloads and listeners come from Spotify search results. So it's people
Mhm.
finding us through keywords, through search engine optimization, through the stuff that we talk about on the show. That's all now part of the web. So it's really an amazing way to reach people. It's an amazing way to show people who you are, especially
Mhm.
as an agent, because let's be honest, a sign with a picture on it and a business card isn't really showing anyone who you are or what you're capable of. But when you get a chance to talk to somebody live like this, and they get to
Mhm.
see your personality, they get to see your knowledge base, they get to see your confidence, they get to see your energy, so they can see if they even like being around you. That's powerful
Sure.
because now, nowadays, especially with the way that people are hiring realtors, they want to know the realtor before they get involved with them. And this is kind of like a great way to do a background check on your realtor and see if there's somebody that you can talk with, that you're going to jive with, and having you as a coach and then working with me on the podcast, man, that's going to give them a lot of confidence, going to give them a lot of visibility. It's going to get them seen by a lot of people. And you're right. This just being on a podcast with me, which I'm one of the easiest people in the world to talk to, but still terrifies people to get on a podcast. So you
Right.
coaching them through it, you helping them along, and me too, that's going to make them gain confidence in case someone else wants to have them on their podcast. And so they won't turn
Sure.
down opportunities. Most people turn down opportunities because they're just terrified of what it is. And they're only scared because they don't know.
Right.
They don't know how easy it is. They don't know that we could just stop recording right now and the two of us would still talk just like this.
Totally.
And it
Yeah. And
was
it's a great way to do video introductory too for people that are afraid to make videos and get themselves on social media. Like you said, it's a great way to repurpose the content. So, you have this recorded podcast and then you can cut it up into 30-second pieces that are relevant to whatever post it is that you're making that day. And you can really get your community to feel who you are. People work with who they know, like, and trust. And so
Mhm.
when they can see you as a trusted resource and expert in the community before they even know you. Even if they don't know you, they're building a rapport and you're building a following with people because you resonate with them somehow. Maybe you're a mom, maybe your kids go to school together, maybe they kind of know who you are, they've seen your sign around town. Maybe you just hit a nerve that maybe you're doing something that they want to do. Maybe they're afraid to get on video and they're watching you and you're giving them a sense of comfort. It can be
Yeah.
the littlest things, and
And
that can make you a trusted resource, and that can get you more business. And those are the things that I teach, and just really how to think outside the box and how to build an unshakable brand with all of these different multitude of assets that we have available to us.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, the more people you can get to know who you are and see what you're about, the better off you are. I mean, your program is flawless and is going to work, but you still have to be visible. You still have to put yourself out there, and that's part of the nature of the beast. It's funny how many people want to be famous but don't want to be seen on a video.
So
And it's like,
true.
I don't think you understand how it works. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to be vulnerable. You've got to be, in the public eye to some level. And I mean, it's okay to have take breaks from it. You're not like obligated to stay there all the time, not unless you're like major successful or major famous. But for the most part, I mean, if no one knows who you are, nobody knows what you're about, nobody knows what you stand for, then how are they supposed to hire you with confidence to take
Totally.
on $1 million listing? You know what I mean? Like that's just
Think about all the celebrities out there. How many auditions did they have to go to before they got the part? How many times did they get the door slammed in their face? How many no's did they have to endure? And they probably still do with certain roles. It's no different than real estate, just on a different level. We get the door slammed in our face, quite literally sometimes. And
exactly.
and the phone obviously hung up on us. There's listings we don't get, there's clients that ghost us. It happens. But these also give you the tools in your toolbox to be able to handle those rejections and fail forward and replace it with high value money making activities always. And so that is what I teach in my program as well.
Yeah, that's great that you say that because I'm actually in the process of writing a book and it's called I Love to Fail because I've learned that the best thing in the world that can ever happen to you is to try something and fail at it because then you learn so much from it that guaranteed the next time you're going to do better. And over time, over years, when you fail enough, you're going to succeed and eventually you're going to find the method. But, without that failure, and people have this negative connotation to failing, but failing just means you tried something that didn't work. But
Right.
think, but good for you for trying something because most people don't do anything, and that's really where you fail. Failure is not
Absolutely.
putting forth any effort or trying anything out of fear of failing, which is
Yeah,
ironic, right? You fail guaranteed when you don't do anything, but you at least give yourself a
absolutely.
shot. So,
Absolutely. Well, you
so I
think
think it's
about it.
great.
I mean, we've been failing since the day that we,
Yeah,
were born. I mean, you think
trying
about
to
it.
walk.
Think about a toddler learning to walk, falls
It's
down.
just Did you
gets
just
up.
quit? Did you give up when you fell down the first time as a
You
toddler?
think about it, that toddlers don't, haven't learned very much at that age, yet they know instinctively when they fall down to get back up. When they fall
That's right.
down to get back up, they actually fall down and get back up more than an adult would.
Yep.
That's, you know,
100%.
that's obviously these are educated people. Maybe that toddler will finally sit down and get tired and start crying, but after maybe 10 attempts, right? And eventually they learn to walk, right? So we've been doing this our whole life just subconsciously, and this is an opportunity that can make or break you with with income, with status, with job opportunities, whatever it is that they're facing. If you're not willing to fail, you're never going to move forward. And so that's just part of the journey, and having the right tools and mindset to be able to not let those things get to you. It all happens to all of us. It's happened to you. It's happening many times, like
Yeah,
weekly,
oh, yeah.
you know?
Daily, daily. Yeah. And on top of it, a good way to look at that too is that this program is going to basically, when the toddler gets up and falls enough, sometimes a parent or someone will stand by and come behind them, hold them up by their arms until they figure it out. And that's
Sure.
exactly what your program is going to do for realtors. It's going to
Exactly.
hold them
Love that
up
analogy.
and
Love
not
it.
let them fall down over and over and over again, but rather learn to walk with someone holding them up and helping them through it. And that's a beautiful
Absolutely.
thing. So, yeah, we
Absolutely.
just found a cool way to market that. That's a great one.
I love it. I love it. And that's why it's so important to collaborate with like-minded people like this. I mean, when you're
Yes.
around, successful entrepreneurs who have failed forward, who have built amazing businesses, who have defined their niches, who have just that resonate with so many people. You want to be around those type of people because these are the types of ideas that flow. And, focus goes where energy flows, right? So, I mean, if you're focused on um, drama and things that aren't going to be making you money and activities that are not related to goals that are going to get you closer to your ultimate goal, then you need to redirect your energy and figure out where you want to focus. And that's also, time blocking. I've got people that come to me that their family doesn't take them seriously. Like their kids barge into their office when they're on the phone. They, they're not being respectful of their time when they're on a Zoom call. Or I had that, that was the biggest problem. Their family made them feel invisible in the sense that their job wasn't important. And
Yeah.
so we implemented some time blocks and some structure and ground rules
And
and
door locks.
set the standards in advance for and really came up kind of with like a script that they needed to have a conversation with their family. Because if you don't have support at home, it's very hard to move forward in a industry that is self-propelled. So,
Correct. Yeah.
I've had so many questions. If people think, oh, well, she can't help me with this, believe me, I can. I have dealt with all sorts of walks of life in my business.
I feel 100% confident you can.
Yeah.
And if
So,
you can't, we can.
hopefully,
We
yeah,
certainly have
absolutely.
the right network of people that can make it happen. So that's the thing. You got to put yourself around successful people. They say, you're only when you brag to successful people, it's not bragging because we're all talking about our successes, which
Right.
is not a bragging. It's just what we are. It's who we are. But if
Sure.
you go around telling people what you do and all the success you have around people that aren't succeeding, then they're going to look at you as if you're just bragging, and
Mhm.
that's
That's the wrong
understandable.
room to be in. If
That's
that's
that's all they're
that's the wrong
capable of
room.
understanding. Yeah, that's the wrong room. Exactly.
Right.
You need to shift into a different room over here. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to interview the first person that comes and calls and signs up and gets on board. It's going to be amazing. Love the
Yeah.
name, love the idea, love the concept, love the person behind it. Nothing but good things are going to come from this one for sure.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. And, thank you for your time. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for realtors to get themselves out there if they haven't experienced podcasting before and getting comfortable being on video, getting comfortable on Zoom, and being able to share their content and, how they help others. What is it that you do? Don't be a secret agent. If people don't know what you do and how you help them, they're not going to call you.
That's
So
right.
business coming to you and create it through different outlets that are available, such as this. And, if you're interested in signing up for the program, it's elevateagentleads.com. Again, that's elevateagentleads.com. You can go to my full website that has everything that I offer at danaflanagan.com. And you can always check out Kris's podcast at Conversations with Kris, and please follow him if you don't already. He is the yogi, like the international yogi, and talk about somebody that has defined a niche market. That is who you want to follow right there.
I appreciate it. And thanks for being here today. I'd love to have you back next week or 2 weeks from now with some stories and some situations that have come up and people that have signed up and what they've experienced, and maybe even get some of these brand new people on the show. Maybe you can do it with them. Maybe you can help coach them through it if they're
I would
choosing.
love that.
That would be amazing. That way we can just do a three-way podcast, but then you can kind of help coach, and then that way other people can see kind of how you work and how you work with people.
Yeah, that would be
And that would
great. I would
be
absolutely love that.
I'd be happy to help and happy to do that. That'd be amazing. So hit us up, get in touch with us. We are all over the web, anywhere you go. So can't really miss us. By the way, also I offer real estate yoga class on Thursday mornings online, and I'm happy to do anyone that signs up for Dana's program. You guys are free for the yoga class, so that'll be an
Awesome.
additional feature, and you'll learn all about features and benefits from Dana. But yoga is a good thing to have in real estate. Trust me, it's
Yes.
essential to be. It's essential to maintain your calm.
Right,
It's-
exactly.
which we all work on daily, trying our best, right?
I
Keep the
love it.
blood pressure down. But
I love
thanks
it.
again, Dana. We look forward to the next time. And man,
Thank
keep coming
you.
up with these great ideas and making the world a better place.
Thank you. Likewise, Kris.
Have a great day.